Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. I'm here with my co-host, of course, Max. How you doing tonight, my brother?
Oh, you think you fucking slick. I heard that shit. You turned off the air. It's hot in here because you
It's hot
down
up here,
another
my
fucking
boy.
game, buddy.
It's
You
hot up
you
in
broke,
here.
I'm up, baby. Let's go.
It's all right, but you know what? I just got to show this, you know what I mean? Raider Nation. All right, it's still Raider
Is that
Nation.
a cookie?
I know.
What is that?
It's a coaster.
What the fuck you be drinking on that?
It's for my desk, bruh.
A
Ain't
little
gonna
bit
be
of fucking 0 and
disrespectful.
4 soda, boy.
It's all right. It's all right. You can't even get the right fucking green on, Max. What is wrong with you? Olive green? Won't you wear the right
Olive.
fucking eagle colors,
This ain't
asshole?
olive, dog. This ain't olive.
What is it? What is it? Look
It's
like
fucking
gangrene to me.
fucking eagle green, baby.
That
That's
shit
that
don't look
home
like eagle
jersey.
green. That's just
Okay.
that bootleg ass shit. You got that shit from the swap meet, my boy.
Hashtag swap meet are us.
Oh man, as you guys can see, man, me and Max are a little bit fucking heated at the moment because our fucking picks are in from last week. I've officially gone 9-7.
Oof.
Max went 10-6. One more game. He literally got me with that Chicago and who was it? Chicago and
Houston.
Houston. The fucking shit fest of a game that we witnessed. I'm officially 24-24. I'm not under 500, all right?
First
I'm
time all
at sub
year.
I'm at sub 500. Max is 27-1. I'm not that far behind. I'm 3 games behind. Max is probably an asshole and probably picked every single team that I picked this week because he's scared to lose that lead, just like he was last
I'm
year.
gaining on you, bro. I'm gaining.
But look, man, our locks have been terrible. We need to pick our locks better. They have.
I'm 3-1.
You're not 3-1.
Yeah, I am.
You're 1-2, my guy. Who'd you pick the first week?
I picked the lock.
I picked the lock. I know you picked the lock.
I picked
What
the
lock?
I'll tell you right now. Hold on. I had the Baltimore. I had Baltimore week 1. So fuck
Okay,
you.
and they won.
And
Who'd you
then
pick week 2?
Week 2 was Bengals. We both had Bengals.
You lost. Who
And I
was
picked
your
the
lock
Eagles.
last week?
Eagles.
Oh, you lucky motherfucker.
I'm 2-1, asshole. You're 0-3. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I know. Okay. I'm 0-3, just like my fucking team. Bars, I know.
The cars.
Welcome welcome to the Max and Juancast weekly pickup, man. We are here back again. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you guys are new to this type of show and you guys stumbled across it, me and Max go through every single game. We go through the betting info, we go through storylines, we go through all the injuries, and we pick them. All right. We do a pick them for every single game. And we rally them up the next week. And usually we're live with this, but you know, sometimes you just got to put it out there, my guy. So just ignore that logo right there. So go ahead and
Nice.
go ahead and ignore that. Hit that like button. It helps us out tremendously. It's an easy, fast way to support the channel. All right, it's free, it's fast, and it's efficient for us, man, because it helps us out tremendously. Max, do you want to hit on the Monday night game just a little bit, 30 seconds, a minute, maybe? What we witnessed. What'd you think? Giants, Cowboys. Cowboys get the win.
Cooper Rush, QB1. That's the hot take. CD Lamb can only catch balls with one hand. He can't catch them wide open. The Giants O-line and a guy we were both really high. I know I was higher on Evan Neal than you, I believe, but I'm kind of a little underwhelmed by him. And I get it's Micah. I get it. Yeah. Micah ran over Mark Lewinsky, who was a pretty good guard, we think.
But he was getting wrecked by DeMarcus Lawrence, too.
There's something with this O-line has to give. I was really impressed with Daniel Jones. It's not going to look pretty, but he's under duress almost every freaking play. Couple that in with every big play, it's like a holding call because the line can't block.
I'm gonna say this. I disagree with everyone on their line being able to block. I really like John Feliciano, besides him being overly aggressive sometimes and getting those stupid penalties.
Yeah.
But someone has turned the corner. And I know not everyone out there is a big PFF fan, but the PFF kind of backs it up. Andrew Thomas is playing legit football this year. Like, he's playing out of his fucking mind. He was one of these guys when he got drafted, Max, me and you included, like, he was a project. Like, we're always talking about project QBs. He was a project left tackle. He had the size, he had the feet, he had everything capable of being a elite left tackle. And it seems like so far he's really put it together, dude. I got to give him his credit, because the Cowboys were staying away from him. It wasn't Nothing was done on Andrew Thomas. All the damage was done from Evan Neal and all the right side.
Yeah, in that draft, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Wills, it was Wirfs, it was a
Becton.
Becton, a great tackle class, and I think me and you were low on Thomas when I
Yeah.
still think Wirfs is in a class of his own as a
I
tackle,
think
but
he was the first tackle picked, right?
he was 4th pick in the
Thomas.
draft. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thomas was the 4th pick in the draft, and if they can get something out of Neal, Thomas and him could be 2 really awesome
Man.
tackles because Thomas is ascending right now. I think he's trying to get into the Wills tier.
Yeah.
Becton, we don't know because he just can't stay on the field. And Will seems good. Maybe he's in that Colton Miller where he's good, but definitely there's better tackles out there than him.
Yeah. I think a big sign from that already, we should have seen the indicator, Max, is that they put Evan Neal at right tackle. And, like, I understand you got to have a good right tackle in today's game, regardless. You got to have two good tackles in general. But the fact that they kept with Andrew Thomas at left tackle and moved the rookie Neal, who was highly touted and, I mean, hands down the best tackle in the draft, they put him at right. So Andrew Thomas is doing something well for him to keep that left tackle position, and he's been showing it off, man. He's been playing really fucking good.
Maybe Neal will kind of get better as the year progresses. I mean, let's cut him
Yeah.
some slack. He's a rookie.
Oh
Michael
yeah.
Parsons
Yeah.
can't be blocked by anybody, and
Mhm.
he's learning a new position. And if you're a Giants fan, Kayvon Thibodeau played. I know he didn't do a huge impact, great job, but there was a couple of plays I was like, that looks pretty good. A guy we both
Yeah.
really liked, and it's his first game back, first game in the NFL. Not everyone can be Micah Parsons in year one.
Micah Parsons. Let's have a little conversation about him. Is he the best looking defender you have seen in your lifetime at such a young age? And I know we've seen Aaron Donald. We've witnessed all 9 years, I think Aaron Donald has been in the league. Another guy to mention, Khalil Mack.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Who
say Mack and Donald weren't what Micah was his rookie year.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy
And
how
he didn't play college
he's
football for a year. He was a year break.
yeah.
And this year it's like he doesn't skip a beat. And it's almost to me, sometimes I think I'm like, why isn't he just always rush the passer? But he's
Mhm.
so good. He's so good at everything he does, man. He makes up a lot of holes for that Cowboys defense. I know they had a really good showing. I think it had more to do with the Giants D line. I mean, excuse me, the Giants O line being bad than them being good. But hats off to Micah, man. He commands so much attention. It makes guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, who me and you have called washed, kind of get favorable matchups.
Yeah. Michael Parsons he's something to be fucking reckoned with, bro. Like,
Yeah.
uh Aaron Donald, he don't get me wrong. He's the best career-wise I have seen from a guy. And I've always said, like, to me, it's like Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, and Aaron Donald. Like, for me, for the defensive lineman. And I wasn't, of course, around with LT. I've heard stories. I've watched games that I could watch on YouTube, and just the way people talk about him. He gets talked about like kind of like a Michael Jordan-esque way in basketball. Like, this guy was God. And
Well, I think one that's because me and you watched growing up. Let's be honest with the audience. We're both '90s kids, so we're
yeah,
watching football at 2004, 9 years old, right? 10 years old.
right.
You see guys like Julius Peppers. You're like, oh, that's a freak of nature. You
Yeah.
see other guys, but he was the first one when let's say you're a 20-year-old and LT enters the league, you've never seen anything like that, man. It seems
Yeah.
like every team kind of has an LT in terms of athleticism, not necessarily the
Mhm.
production, but you look at these freak of natures coming out on the draft every year, it's like never ending. So
Yeah.
when you see him come out, like he ushered it in. He ushered in the, oh, we need some freaky outside linebackers. We need some freaks on defense. And that's what he kind of did. No disrespect to any of the defenders before him, but LT might be the first true freak of nature linebacker.
Yeah.
And then that's why me and you, it's kind of hard for us to see why people talk about him as God. We think he's really good. He's one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
But Bruce Smith has 60 more sacks than him, and no one talks about Bruce Smith the way they talk about LT.
Exactly. That's a great example. Like it's not stats wise. Yeah, he has 60 more sacks, and everyone considers LT as the GOAT defender. Like
I'm
the
not sure if that's actually 60. I'm just guessing from what I remember. I'll look it up because I know that people be like, you fucking 30 more sacks, stupid.
yeah, of
So
course.
LT at 142, Bruce Smith. I think he has 200, right? Right around 200.
At
200
least
sacks.
200.
Yeah, that's 60. 58. Fuck you guys in the comments. I was right almost. I was basically right, and I
Yeah,
haven't looked that up in years.
that would be a good little trivia question if you would have asked me who has more sacks, LT or Bruce Smith. I'll be I would have said Bruce Smith, but I didn't think it was going to be that far of a gap.
I'm saying
So,
nobody talks about Bruce
yeah,
Smith like he's
yeah,
LT.
I know. I know. And shout out to Micah Parsons. I know it's early. I know he's barely in his second year. But from now, he just needs to be consistent. He needs to have a long stretch to be even considered in the same breath as these guys, of course, career wise. But I'm just saying the path that he's on right now, it's special. We're witnessing some special shit. He's a fucking linebacker, big as fuck, that can run 4.3. He's faster than everyone on the fucking field, dude. And then he's strong as a fucking ox. It's fucking insane. It sucks that he plays for the Cowboys. I wish he would have played for someone else. But geez, fucking Micah Parsons, man.
One, I want to ask you this, and we can wrap it up. You watched Khalil Mack go from good rookie to basically second year. He was a Hall of Fame level player, right?
Yeah.
Is Micah on that path, and do you think he could be better than Khalil Mack?
I think he's already past Khalil Mack. I don't even
No, no,
look.
no, not like in Khalil Mack's peak. You're saying Micah's
Mhm.
already better than him.
He's already better than him.
Oh, that's crazy to say.
He's I love
I
Khalil Mack,
I don't know.
but
I honestly don't know. That's why I'm asking for a guy who watched Khalil Mack more than I did. I watched a good amount,
the
but
one thing that Micah is maybe missing a little bit, not even by that much though, that Khalil Mack had in his heyday. Khalil Mack has that closer in him. Like he's a straight closer for your team. That's what he did for the Bears and the Raiders, and a little bit for the Chargers for a little bit portion of the year. We've
the
seen it in
first
game
game of
one.
the year.
First game of the year. We kind of seen that again. But Micah Parsons, I'm not saying that he hasn't done that. But man, once the Cowboys get in these bigger games and if they get in these into these bigger games, these playoff games, these division on the line type of things, playoff berth kind of games, I want to see him be that closer, get that pick, get that sack. That's the Khalil Mack level. But as far as athleticism, special, like he has everything in the book. He has the spin, he has the swim, he can bull rush you, he can bend that edge like Von Miller, he can track you down. He's a great tackler. There's really not much else that he can't do.
How
So
tall is Khalil Mack? Just give me his height and weight off the top of your head.
I want to say 6'3", 6'4",
Okay,
probably
weight.
even a little bit smaller. Uh at least 240, two
Khalil
fifty
Mack. This is
almost.
what Wikipedia says, and I'm sure Khalil Mack may be a little heavier. 6'3", 247.
Okay.
What's Micah?
6'2", 220.
6'3", 245.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
That's just crazy. Like I just was thinking that because I was like, man, Khalil Mack was someone I really look at in year two that was just. And granted, situations are different. Raiders defense was putrid. The Cowboys had talent on the defense before Micah Parsons got there. There's no denying that. But I think we're watching, and this is going to be early. We're watching a Hall of Famer play if he stays healthy. It's a Hall of Fame talent. We always talk about there's a difference between Hall of Famer and Hall of Fame talent. This guy has
Yeah.
the Hall of Fame talent, and it might be one of those talents where it's in the Hall of Fame of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like
Like I
there's
said, he
Jared
has,
Allen's, and then
yeah,
there's Micah Parsons, and Jared
like
Allen's
he
no
can,
slouch.
exactly. And he can be on like that Mount Rushmore. Like I said, my Mount Rushmore is probably of defenders. It's what it can be 4 guys, right?
We'll just say pass rushers. Just say like linemen.
Okay,
We'll say
pass
pass rushers.
rushers. I'm gonna go Reggie White, Aaron Donald, LT. And then if I had to pick a fourth one, probably Bruce Smith.
It's
Honestly.
hard to leave him off, man. When the
Yeah.
guy has 200 fucking
You gotta
sacks.
put Bruce Smith. But really the big three to me are those guys, the Aaron Donald, LT, and Reggie White.
And
Those are, and
two
then
of those
maybe, I
guys are
mean,
pioneers in a sense. Where
yeah.
Reggie White was like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who the hell's
And
LT?" And Reggie White's Aaron Donald. Micah Parsons
yeah,
might be LT. So we don't know
right.
where we're gonna end up.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. I'm excited to see Micah Parsons' career, and hopefully he just stays at that consistent rate and just stacks up these all pros, these fucking stats, and sure enough, he'll be there, man.
I hate the Cowboys, but I don't want to like Michael Parsons is like a joy to watch. So
Yeah,
I'm not even rooting for his like lack of success.
yeah. And it's saying a lot, dude, from us being like,
Cowboy
I can't
haters.
stand. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
a fucking Eagle fan.
yeah.
Like,
I just went to school in Dallas, bro. You know how much shit I heard on in 4 years how many Super Bowls they were gonna win. How
yeah.
it was dynasty was Zeke and Dak. Ain't even the real Dak. Shout out real
Yeah.
Dak.
All right, man. Let's get into these pick'ems. All right.
Way to start us off 20 minutes into a whole on this short conversation, Juan.
I
Thanks.
know, right? Hey, man, Michael Parsons deserves it. All right, we got to have conversations like that. Let's start off with Thursday night football. We got a good one on our hands. Miami Dolphins 3-0 traveling to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 1-2, coming off their first win of the season against the New York Jets. And the Bills, on the other hand, coming off that win against the Buffalo Bills. The spread for this one, Miami is 3.5 underdogs in this one. Money line, Miami plus 158. Cincinnati is minus 190. Over under for this one is 47 points. Some of the injuries for the Dolphins: Greg Little, finger. Tua, concussion. He's questionable. And Raekwon Davis, he is also questionable. Injury side on the Bengals: Joe Mixon, ankle questionable. DJ Reader, questionable. Jermaine Pratt, questionable.
I put Pratty. I'm sorry, guys. But Tua's also, it's saying, there's a whole thing around Tua right now. And it's like, he didn't get concussed. It was his back. I've never been hit in the back and I got wobbly and couldn't stand up straight. But
Yeah.
so now they're saying he might not play. They're literally saying he might not play back and
No.
ankle. So I would figure that's why Cincinnati's favored. Look, I would pick. I'm going to go out early and say Cincinnati. I'm going to pick them to win this game. There's one key to this game if you're Cincinnati. It's O line, O line, O line. When those blitzes come, you have to pick them up. You have to communicate. You have to have the back. You have to throw to your hot. You cannot let Javon Holland, Melvin Ingram, who's just ageless, I guess, get a strip sack, give the Dolphins a short field. You can't let that happen.
Yeah. I would probably feel a little bit more confident if the Dolphins still had Brian Flores for this one. Feel like it would be a good game with all the blitzes that he used to do and zero coverages stuff. But I'm rolling with the Bengals too, man. And it's honestly because it's a short week for the Dolphins. They're traveling and they just came off a fucking brutal game against the Buffalo Bills. It was hot, it was humid.
It was emotion. It was literally
Yeah,
empty the tank type of game. Like there
right.
was like kind of some scuffles between Christian Wilkins and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Um, I the short week scares me on the Bengals side one because it's like, can these fuckers figure out how to block in 4 days?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's something. Look, and that's why both me and you have close games. I have 26-20 Bengals, and of course, you Max, you have 21-17 Bengals. So we feel like it's going to be close. Tyreek Hill already coming out talking shit about Eli Apple, saying that he wants his revenge from last year. I don't doubt Tyreek Hill will have a big touchdown in this game. It's hard as fuck to stop those two guys, Waddle and Tyreek. And even if Teddy Bridgewater starts, because that's their backup, I have confidence like Teddy Bridgewater can beat the Bengals. The way that the Bengals have been playing this year, nothing crosses my mind for them to get beat because it all starts with the offensive line, like you said, and it's weak. And that's how turnovers start. And
That's how you get Joe
you,
Burrow fucking hurt again. It's just not
yeah,
a good look. And I will say this one about the Dolphins. It's a point you made. You said, I got faith that Teddy Bridgewater can win. Well, why do you say that? And I would say this applies to my Eagles. Jalen Hurts is 100% shifting my mindset. But at the end of the day, I know the Eagles have a great roster. So the quarterback, it's not a roster like, oh, let's just say the Packers, where it's like, hey, Rodgers, come on, make magic, okay? Same thing with the Dolphins. Their roster is so good. Tua Tagovailoa won last week's game and he threw 186 yards and one touchdown or something. You don't
yeah,
have to throw for 400 yards every game. That's what this is. It's a team. It's a freaking team. They block well, they defend well, they make plays. When there's a play they have to have, as I lose my AirPod, I'm sorry, they make the play, the Dolphins. That's why they're 3-0.
yeah. And if they go 4-0, man, jeez.
God, I hope not. Please, please, Tua supporters, please stop coming at my rack.
Jeez. Yeah, they've been going at us nuts in those videos.
Yeah, I ain't scared.
Um so we're both rolling with the Bengals, man.
Yeah.
Should be a good one on Thursday night. Let's go to the early morning game. You waking up for this game, Max? I doubt it.
I am not going to the London because this game would have
Yeah.
been hot 3 years ago. This game is kind of eesh.
Yeah, there's a couple of games like that in the NFL these past couple of weeks that, probably like 3 years ago they would have been good. Vikings 2-1 going to London to go face the New Orleans Saints, who missed out on a home game this year because this is considered a home game for them. Some of the betting info for this one: the Minnesota Vikings are favored by 2.5 points. The money line for the Vikings -140, plus 118 for the New Orleans Saints, and the over under for this one is 44 points. Dalvin Cook, questionable with that shoulder. Harrison Smith, questionable with a concussion. And on the Saints side, Michael Thomas, foot questionable. Shocker. Andrus Pete, concussion. He is also questionable. And Jarvis Landry with an ankle is also questionable.
It's
Look,
getting thin for the receivers in New Orleans, Juan. It's getting
it
thin.
is. And what I seen last week is confirmation of you can't trust Jameis Winston. And number two, you can't trust Dennis Allen. I'm not convinced that he has it all together right now. Yeah, he won week 1. He came back against the Falcons, who I think we can both agree on this, not that good. The Falcons are just not. They're not a good team. And the Vikings have enough talent on defense and offense to beat a team like the New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara, I felt like, has taken a step back. He had some fumbling issues last week.
Banged
And
up too. He missed a week.
yeah, and they're thin on the receiver end. And I don't think their defense is as good as last year to the point where they can just keep them in games like they were.
No, and the London game is scary, just in general, because maybe Minnesota has a bad flight or something,
Yeah.
and you wake
Little
up.
monkey wrench.
Yeah, it throws a monkey wrench. If this game was in New Orleans, I'd definitely pick the Vikings. I'd be 100% more confident.
Mm.
That being said, I wouldn't be genuinely shocked if the Saints won because me and Juan are doubting Jameis, and I'm sure Jameis is like, "Oh, those two fucks." All those crab jokes you guys make, but I'm gonna go with Minnesota. Is this a primetime game? 6:30. This is as
Six.
unprime time as it gets for Kirk Cousins. So
This is one of
ball
those
out,
times,
King.
Max. This is one of those times, Max, where I wish I was on the East Coast. It's a
Yeah,
little bit later.
ball out, King. So if this is like the anti primetime game, Kirk Cousins got that dog in him. So I'm going with the Vikings, 28-17. One.
Yeah, I got the Vikings also. I got 30-20. Justin Jefferson has been mightily quiet these last 2 games, facing Jeffrey Okudah and Sauce Gardner the last 2 weeks. And I know Jeffrey Okudah, I know.
Hey, Darius big play Slay? Don't
And
disrespect my. Come on.
and
They didn't play the Jets.
and
What are you talking about? You're fucking mistaken. You can't trust Juan,
am I?
guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad.
Congratulations. You played
Jeffrey
yourself.
Okudah and Darius Slay. That's my bad.
I can't believe you're literally giving Jeffrey Okudah props. It's crazy.
Hey man, watch the film. Jeffrey Okudah has been playing really good, dude.
It's
And I
nice to
kind of
see.
called that one. 30 to 20 Vikings. I think Justin Jefferson gets back on track. Shout out to all those fantasy owners out there, because y'all need it.
Shout out to Max 0-3, baby.
Let's go to the Cleveland Browns, who are facing the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Cleveland comes in at 2-1. Falcons coming off their first win. They're 1-2. Betting info for this one: Atlanta 1.5 point underdogs in this one. Money line Cleveland minus 125, and Atlanta is plus 105. The over under for this one is 50. Injuries for the Browns, kind of rough for them. Anthony Walker out for the season with that quad. That's a tough one. Jadeveon Clowney out for this one with an ankle. JOK groin questionable. Jedrick Wills ankle questionable. Injuries for the Falcons: Deion Jones, of course, on IR, and Brian Edwards, former Raider, ankle questionable.
We got to start with this first of all. Myles Garrett was involved in a 1-car accident. He sustained some injuries, one not considered to be life-threatening. Prayers up to him. Hope he's okay. Speedy recovery. Nothing to do with football. Just as a human being, as a man, just let's hope he's okay. I don't know if they're going to have him for this one. I don't know. That happened after I made the graphic. I think it happened late last night, so I didn't have time to change it. But if he doesn't play, how much does that change it for you?
It doesn't change it much. I still think the Browns are a talented team. And one thing that scares me about this one is the run game. The Cleveland Browns can run on anybody in the league, and I mean anybody. And the Falcons are not good up front. It's Grady Jarrett or bust for them, really. And as much as I like the Falcons throw it up offense with Drake London and Kyle Pitts, the Browns are just a better team all around. Now, maybe I'll eat crow, and the Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney injuries will be a big part of why they lose this game. But I'm rolling with the Browns, man. They should get a win right here. What about you?
I'm going with the Browns too, 31-27. You said you're scared of the run game. I'm scared for the run game on both teams, especially if Garrett doesn't play. Atlanta, they're 1-2, but they have not been out of any games. They've been in every freaking game. I'm picking a close one, 31-28. It scares me because of what happened against the Jets, where they let them hang around and they had one drive and won the game. I'm a little nervous about Cleveland, but I think they're the more talented team. They need to handle business. 3-1 could be potentially should have been 4-0. What a great start for a team that literally just trying to get to week 11.
Yeah. I got the Browns also 27-24. Close game.
Oh, yeah, close. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
close game. Guess who's second in the league in rushing, Max?
Cordero Patterson.
Exactly.
He fucking knew you were going there. Yeah.
And guess who's number one?
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb. So two offenses that got some good ass running backs, and can't forget about Kareem Hunt. Can't forget about him. And I'm having a little bit more confidence in Jacoby Brissett. Honestly, I know he's not the best guy out there, but I like how he's been managing the game the last 2 weeks. I like it. I like what I see.
He's hit some big plays, and that's what you need to do.
Yeah. And Amari Cooper is on a tear right now.
Don't worry. They haven't had a meaningful game yet.
That Amari Cooper hate right there coming out.
Oh,
Speaking of Amari Cooper, his former team, the Dallas Cowboys, hosting the Washington Commanders, aka the Commanders, 1-2, and Cowboys 2-1 on a 2-game winning streak. Betting info for this one: we got the Dallas Cowboys favored by 3 points. Dallas money line is minus 165. Washington is plus 140. And the over-under for this one is 42.5. Injuries: William Jackson, questionable. Chase Young, questionable with a knee. And Dak Prescott, of course, out for this one. Dalton Schultz, PCL, questionable. And Connor McGovern leg questionable. So, do you trust Cooper Rush for one more game?
I don't think he's going to be the reason they lose. I'm going to go with Washington, spoiler, but that's not because I have lack of faith in Cooper Rush. I think Washington's a desperate team. I think they're going to shore up the pass protection a little bit. 9 sacks, that's just a failure on all fronts. It's literally the Eagles blitz, the Eagles whoop their ass. But you know what? They don't have 4 dogs on Dallas' D-line. They got DeMarcus Lawrence, who got banged up, who hurt his foot at the end of the game. And they got Micah. That's just scary in itself. But let's be smart, Washington. You looked good week 1. So let's look good week 3. Was week 4? So I think Carson Wentz is going to have kind of man, I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I don't know what to do, but I'm going with
I think you're wrong.
Washington.
Yeah, I think you're wrong in this one, man. I think you're gonna regret it. I know
I'm just
Cooper
trying to
Rush
help you get
is.
back into this shit, man.
Yeah, shut up. I knew you were gonna say some cop out shit like that. Shut up. You wish you
It's
would have
better
picked
for
the
the
Cowboys.
content when it's close.
I picked the Cowboys. I got 22-16. Max got Washington, like he said, 17-13. But I'm trusting in Dallas's defense. Dallas's defense is legit, like I called it last week. That's what scared me when I picked the Giants, and Dallas proved me right. Like they reminded me, like, dude, Dan Quinn is in his bag right now. He is in his bag this season. I think he's doing a phenomenal job with the play calling on defense. Of course, you said Micah Parsons. We talked about him in the beginning of the show. He is great. Trayvon Diggs, you got to worry about. They got some athletic guys. DeMarcus Lawrence coming into his own of his 2019, 2020 form.
Yeah, as long as he's not too badly banged up, he's going to be a handful for Washington. That's what scares me is like the Marcus Lawrence. I'm hoping he's a little more banged up. You know, that Toradol wore off, so now he's feeling it. And
And
honestly, I have to say this. Dan Quinn, you're doing too good of a job. You're going to
yeah,
keep Mike McCarthy his fucking job. He's not going to
I
get
know.
fired if you do this. So scale it back a little so you can take the reins and then bring it right back, okay? I
And
need you right here.
I'm just gonna say this, Max. You bring up week 1. I think Washington's one of these week 1 teams where it's like, what the fuck happened? You guys were so good in week 1. It was just one of those situations. It was like, it was week 1. Don't put too much into it. That's not them. They're bad.
I got faith in Pennsylvania for 1 week. Prove me wrong,
I
Washington.
feel like that has been your slogan for fucking like 2 years
I
now
got
with
faith in
Carson Wentz.
Pennsylvania for 1 week. And he's
If
not the problem. He's not
I
been the
wish
problem for this
I
team. Fuck you
that
if
one
you
right
say
there
that.
too. That
That's
one
not
right
he's
there.
not it's not his fault. It's not let it out. Carson, let it
You've
out.
had to say that at least like 6
Make a
times last
compilation.
year. You're on like two times this year that if you brought that up
I just can't
with
quit,
them.
bro. I'm an addict. I just can't quit Carson Wentz right now.
Well, the Detroit Lions are addicts too because they just love to lose fucking close games. They are hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Both of these teams are 1-2. Both of these teams coming off losses. The Lions are 5.5 point favorites in this one. Money line, Seattle plus 210. Detroit is minus 260. Over under 50 points. Injuries for the Seahawks. Jamal Adams, of course, out for the year. Justin Coleman, questionable. Travis Homer, questionable. Lions, DeAndre Swift. This one's big. Ankle, questionable. I don't think he's going to play.
I
I
don't
think
think
most
so.
likely, yeah, he's
Dan
banged
Quinn
up
said
pretty
some
good.
stuff, some cryptic. He could benefit from a week off or two.
Yeah. Armon St. Brown, uh, ankle questionable, and Tracy Walker, the third, Achilles out for the year with that one. He's on IR. Look, let's just put it plain and simple. I think Seattle's the worst team in the league. Geno Smith is fun. Pete Carroll is still fun. I really like Tariq Woolen, the cornerback for them. I think he's really solid. But Detroit is just better all around. Yeah, they're missing DeAndre Swift, but I like Reynolds. I like Williams, their backup running backs. I love their offense. Jeffrey Okuda is really coming into his own so far this year. I think he's been big. They're coming off a loss. They know they should have went for it on 4th down instead of kick that field goal. They feel like they let one slip away against Minnesota last week. I'm rolling with the Lions, dude, straight up.
This is what I'm afraid of. One. They're a young team, the Lions. It was kind of a heartbreaking loss, but that's something they're used to. When you're supposed to win, maybe they take the foot off. It's like, oh, it's just Seattle. We just went toe to toe with the Vikings. That's the only thing that worries me about this game. It's not going to scare me off picking the Vikings. I mean, excuse me, picking the Lions. But I just want everyone out there. Sometimes with a young team, when you're supposed to handle business one, you kind of lay an egg. I don't think that's going to happen. 31-10 Lions. They should smoke the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, we got pretty much the same point range as far as offensive wise for the Lions. I got 29 points to Seattle 16. I don't see Seattle scoring more than 20 points. I doubt it. Their team is atrocious, bro. They're pretty bad. And Pete Carroll wants to run the ball, but they can't. Like their offensive line is
You can't
bad.
block.
They got two rookie tackles. First time in like history that has happened with two starters that are rookies starting at tackle. So they're it's bad, dude.
Does
Like they're the
keeping
worst team in the league.
does keeping DK and Lockett make a little less sense with how bad they are?
Not really. Like you see DK doing DK shit last week and mossing up guys, and it's like, man, that guy can easily be on the Green Bay Packers. Like
Yeah, if I was
how
Green Bay,
much
I'd call and be like, "Here's a
fuck,
first round pick. Here's
easily.
a first and a half. Here's first and a second." But
Yeah,
they don't want to do it.
yeah, they're gonna roll with it. The Indianapolis Colts are hosting the Tennessee Titans, who are one
Look
and
at that
two.
fucking record, bro. That is a joke.
Colts Colts are 1-1. Of course, both of these teams coming off some big wins, saving their season basically. Betting info: Indianapolis 3-point favorites, money line Tennessee plus 150. Indianapolis is minus 178. The over under for this one is 42.5 points. Injuries: Zach Cunningham questionable, Bud Dupree questionable. Taylor Lewan officially on IR with a knee injury.
You
That's a
can
tough
stick a
blow, man.
fork in him. He's done. What is
He's
that?
come,
Third
yeah,
year in a row?
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Shaq Leonard back questionable still. Justin Blackman questionable and Stephon Gilmore questionable. Look,
One says Justin Blackman. It's Julian. We know where one's heart
Julian
lies. I'm just kidding.
Julian
I
Blackman.
love a good Justin Blackman mention in the pod.
um, the Titans, man. I don't trust them. I think that Derrick Henry game was bullshit. I think their offense was bullshit. They had one good half. I think it was more of the they did. They scored all their points in the first half. They scored 24 points in the first two quarters, and they scored zero in the second half. Absolute zero. They could not get the run game going with Derrick Henry. The biggest play that they had all second half was that Hillard play when Jonathan Abram had the fucking worst tackling angle in the world that he took. But besides that, they were atrocious, bro. I don't think their defense is that good. Um, I'm rolling with the Colts in this one. It's gonna be close because it's Tennessee and Indianapolis, and they always had weird games. And both of these teams just play super hard against each other. But I trust what I seen last week with Matt Ryan, and I'm gonna feel a whole lot more confident if Shaq Leonard just fucking returns. I do think he can swing games for this team, man. They need him so bad. He's the life, he's the backbone, he's everything for the Indianapolis Colts. I truly feel like that.
He's the maniac one. This
Yeah.
team needs some crazy energy because often when they've looked tired, old, like a step slow. There's one key for me, one. It's Colts O line. You're one of the most talented groups in the NFL. Learn to communicate, learn to pick up some blitzes. Because one, there were so many times where Kansas City's like, oh, we're sending a blitz, and it's like, oh shit, no one picked them up.
They've been
Quinn,
dog shit the first
they
3 weeks
they've
max.
been bad. This is a group that features Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, uh, the right tackle, Braden Smith.
Yeah.
These are good players. Even the left tackle is not even that bad. Is it Tobin? I can't. Matt Pryor, he's not bad.
Yeah.
So
Prior.
the Colts, you need to get your shit together. Get the run game going. Let Matt Ryan have some time back there. I'm picking the Colts in a close ass game, 24-20. I think this game really is going to decide who's like if the whatever team wins this game is kind of more for real in my book.
Yeah. And both of these teams are chasing the Jags at this point. I feel like the Jags are the best team in that division as of right now. Of course, that can change, but you gotta see who's gonna be contending in this one. And I feel like the winner of this one is going to be contending against the Jags for that division crown. I got the Colts 23-22. It's a small margin, I know, but man, both of these teams just have quarterbacks right now that you can absolutely not trust, and offensive lines right now that you just can't trust, and injuries all over the place. It's a hard one to pick, man, but I'm rolling with the Colts. Like I said, don't trust the Titans of what I seen last week. I still think they're bad. Chicago Bears, you want to talk about bad? What the fuck? How the hell is this team 2-1? The Giants are 2-1 themselves. The Giants are 2.5 point favorites. I think that's way too
That's
low.
crazy. That's
That's
crazy.
insane. That's absolutely insane. Chicago plus 120. New York Giants minus 140 for the money line. Over under for this one, 39.5 points. I'm smashing that under in this one. I'm just telling you that right now. Chicago, David Montgomery, questionable. Jalen Johnson, questionable. Giants, Leonard Williams, they need him back bad. Questionable. Sterling Shepard, who we just got news, knee injury, ACL, likely out for the year. So that's a tough blow for a guy who's been dealing with injuries for the last like 2.5 years, it seems like. Look, the Bears are bad, dude. The passing offense is fucking bad. It's one of the worst I have seen in a very long time. Justin Fields looked terrible last week. The Giants are not bad at all, like we talked about on Monday Night Football. They got Saquon, they got Daniel Jones. Their defense is solid. I'm liking Dable. I like his energy. There's no reason why this line should be 2.5 points. I feel like by Saturday, this line should be moved up by at least 5 points, at least 5 point cushion.
One, I feel the opposite. I feel like the Giants maybe were a little bit of fool's gold in the first 2 weeks. They can't run the ball. They can't really move the ball or score. Yeah, they have Saquon. I'm going to pick them to win, but I think it's going to be a close 13-10 game. Something about this Bears team. They suck, but they keep it close, except against the Packers, who's owned by Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. I'm going
Yeah.
13-10 Giants. If the Giants keep this game close, I'm going to be like, oh, shit, these guys aren't for real. If they blow them out, I'll be like, okay, I have a little more faith in them.
Yeah.
Take care of business.
I think they should blow them out, man. I just think the Bears are so bad. And I really like all those guys on the Giants on their defense, man. I think they had a bad game on Monday night. Maybe it's the fact that the Giants haven't really had a meaningful game in fucking years. It's been since the playoff game
The
against
boat gate.
the boat gate game, if whatever the fuck you want to call that. But I think the spotlight was a little bit too bright. At the end of the day, it was the Dallas Cowboys,
It was
and I
close. It
yeah,
was a close game.
it was close, but I just feel like they were a little bit stage shocked. It felt like. And I do think their defense can play a lot better than that. I love their back end, like Xavier McKinney, and I know I got his name wrong, but um what's his name, dude? The other safety that they have, Xavier McKinney and
Julian Love.
Julian Love. Thank you. I almost mentioned Blackman because I'm retarded like that, but
Oh, my
no,
God.
Julian Love is really good, dude. I really like the player that he's become. Rolling with the Giants, 27-10. I like their defense. I like Saquon. The only thing that dooms me in this game is Justin Fields making crazy plays with his legs and Daniel Jones throwing picks. That's the recipe to lose.
You don't really have to worry about Justin Fields' arm right now.
Yeah, it's legs. Had to throw that in. Not his arm, his legs. Marquee game of the week, man. I think this is one of the best games. Your Eagles undefeated 3-0, hosting the red hot Jacksonville Jaguars, who have only allowed 10 points in the last 2 games. Both of these teams are super hot right now. Betting info: Philly 6.5 point favorites.
This
That's
is
kind
nuts
of
to me,
dangerous.
bro. This is nuts, man.
Yeah, I don't think anyone realizes how good the Jags are. They just beat down the fucking Chargers, who everyone slobbers over. Money
You're
line.
call out the max right there, boy.
Money line. Jacksonville plus 228. Philly minus 285. Over under 48.5 points. Injuries for the Jags. Shaq Griffin, hip, he's questionable. Derek Barnett on IR. You just had to throw that one in. You asshole.
We've been flourishing without him, bro. Ain't no roughing the passer on 4th and fucking 50 for him to fuck up. Look, Juan, you said the Jacksonville Jaguars are red hot. The Philadelphia Fly Eagles Fly are red fucking hot. We're 3-0. We have an MVP candidate quarterback who I always believed in. Always believed in, Juan. Since his days at Bama. You were the fucking hater. You made me say those bad things about him all those years ago. I love Jalen Hurts. You can't find one clip on this show of me ever talking bad about him. Don't watch any of last year's content, guys. That shit one had a gun to my head under
Or
the
the year
table.
before that.
Or the year before that, however long we've been doing it. I kid. Jalen Hurts has 100% changed my mind about him. I don't know what to say. This has been an awesome start to a season. I hope it continues. Jacksonville scares the shit out of me. Their best part of their team on defense is their D-line. But good news for the Eagles, we have a stout O-line. Lane Johnson, Jordan Maitala, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kels, Isaac Samalo. Come on, Eagles. Fly once more. Beat these stupid Jaguars. Eagles will claw out their stupid little eyes 28-20. It'll be close. It'll be close. I wouldn't bet this game. I'm too scared.
Man, yeah, this one's going to be interesting. Another parallel for this one, another storyline. Doug Peterson going back to Philly.
You might remember him throwing a game once upon a time in Philly as his last
and I know
game.
he's going to hear it. Look,
boo for I don't know. You think he gets booed? He won a
he's
Super
going to get
Bowl.
booed. He did win a Super Bowl, but it
went
sour
bad
in Philly.
Yeah.
And Philly fans don't forget.
No.
That's the first thing that you brought up was the fuck. That's how you know it's not good with Philly fans. You brought up the first thing that you mentioned when I brought up Doug Peterson was he threw away a game. It wasn't that he beat. It wasn't that
bro.
It wasn't that he beat Bill Belichick or Tom Brady in the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. It was no, he sold that fucking game for us. That's their first fucking reaction.
He did sell the fuck out of that game.
I think Philly fans are gonna feel a little bit fucking sour, but that's just my opinion. But look, it's gonna be a big game for Trevor Lawrence. I think this is gonna be the biggest spotlight. This is the biggest game he's played in about 2 years, it seems like, since he was at Clemson.
It's his last game at Clemson, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it.
It's been a while, man. This is a huge game. You're on the road. Everyone is doubting you. You're just starting to get your feet wet. He's hitting Christian Kirk. Zay Jones is out there making plays. Marvin Jones, Evan Ingram, James Robinson, Travis Etienne looks good. Look, he needs to have a good game. I need to see it. Like, this is where the number 1 overall pick, one of the best prospects we have seen since Andrew Luck, has to come out and fucking show us. Like, beat the Philadelphia Eagles on the road. I think that will be a great storyline. I think it will be a great fucking game. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I can't put my money on Trevor Lawrence. I can't put money on the fucking Jags. That's ludicrous. Have you been seeing the fucking shit that the Eagles have been doing? They're great on the interior line. They're great on the defensive interior line. Jalen Hurts is playing at an MVP level. AJ Brown is a fucking man-child. Devontae Smith, slender man, out there fucking doing the hold my nuts shit. I mean, they're fucking ridiculous, man. But, it's going to say a lot about both teams on how the score is in this one. If Philly blows them out, I think it's more of just Jacksonville's not there. They're not ready. But if Philly loses, do you pause, Max? Do you have to say pause and be like, is this team good? Is it going to worry you if you guys lose this game?
Depends how the loss is. If it's a field goal and Philly kind of beat themselves, not too much. But if Jacksonville comes out and kind of whoops our ass, I'm a little scared. But I don't think that's going to happen. Eagles 28-20.
I got Eagles also, man. I got a close one, 26-24. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to show us a little something, but I think he's going to come up just short. Just short, man. Hopefully no one makes a big mistake on the other end, like Zay Jones dropping a pass or, Christian Kirk fumbling or Travis Etienne doing something dumb. Like, I feel like what we've seen in Washington with them in a close game, Like you seen the
Yeah, that was the
youth come
worst
out of
game
them.
so far. Yeah, it was their worst
Yeah,
game so far.
and they should have won that game. You can argue they should be 3-0. So great game. I can't wait to watch it. I'm definitely gonna have a close eye on that one. Let's speed through this one. Jets and Steelers, 1-2 apiece. It's in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 3.5 point favorites. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. Money line, Jets plus 158. Pittsburgh minus 190. 41.5 points over under. Injuries, Zach Wilson, questionable. George Fant, questionable. Quinn Williams, questionable. TJ Watt, still on IR. Devin Bush, he's questionable. Um, I want to go with the Jets, but
I
Joe
do too.
Flacco Joe Flacco scares me, and their defense has a lot of miscues. Like
Yeah,
they're very
it
young,
does.
and you see it at times. And I'm going with Mike Tomlin one more fucking week, Max. One more week. Okay. I've been fucking, it seems like I'm like a broken record on this podcast. I'm like, okay, I doubted him last year a lot. You know what, Mike Tomlin, you never had a losing season. I think you can beat the Patriots. I think you can keep up with the Browns. You damn sure should beat the Jets. This is the last week I'm using the Mike Tomlin card. I'm rolling with the Steelers, man. Najee Harris, too many receivers. If you lose this game, it's Pickett time. 100%. 100%.
I'm going Steelers 20-18. If Zach Wilson played this game, I think I would have went with the Jets.
Yeah.
If Zach Wilson plays, I think it's going to be really hard for the Jets to, I mean, excuse me, the Steelers to win this game. Because with Trubisky, their offense is bad. I know he played decent in week 3, but the Steelers, they're not as good as we think, and especially with the loss of TJ Watt.
Yeah. Just, man, I wish somebody else was quarterback besides Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's unfortunate.
Speaking of Joe Flacco, his former team has moved on to better things. They're 2-1, hosting the Buffalo Bills. A lot of people will argue this is the game of the week. This is a pretty good one. Battle of some MVP candidates right now, early in the season. Buffalo is 3.5 point favorites coming off a loss. Buffalo is minus 190 for the money line. Baltimore is plus 158. Over under is 52 points. Jordan Poyer for injuries, questionable. Micah Hyde, of course, out for the year with that neck injury. Mitch Morse, elbow, questionable. And on the Ravens side, Justin Houston's old ass, questionable. Patrick McCarry, questionable. And Michael Pierce, questionable.
Who makes more plays,
We're
Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
yeah, I gotta go with Josh. This one's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be really fun to watch. I think there's gonna be a lot of points in this one. But I gotta go with Josh Allen and just the team that I feel like is hungry. They're fucking pissed off that they lost that game. They're sick to their stomach. You seen how Dorsey reacted, the OC,
Oh my god, that was
after they
awesome. That was kind
lost.
of cool to see, honestly. It's like
That's
that emotion.
yeah, that's me after the Raider game about 5 years ago, and after I lost a Madden game about 7 years ago. I would throw tantrums like that, but I'm a new man, can't do that no more.
I
Uh
can't believe you just don't do that shit anymore. I'm shocked. This is
Yeah. New revelations, man. But yeah, I'm scared as shit of Lamar though. They're so Lamar centric, and he is playing absolutely amazing ball. Straight up, flat out. As a passer, as a rusher, he's on a whole nother level this year. And you would have thought that his MVP year, is there a level up from that? There
this
is.
is it.
It's
This
this
is
year.
it. Yeah. It's the same lack of really wide receiver weapons. Bateman's good. So is Mark Andrews, but you're never like, oh shit, we have to watch out for him every play or he could get behind us. It's Lamar making magic, and there might not be a quarterback more important to his team's success than Lamar Jackson. That being said, those Buffalo guys have a good game plan. They're pretty stout on the D line, especially if they get Ed Oliver back and Jordan Phillips. And you know what? One, they don't have to play in 99-degree weather on a hot day in week 3. So I'm going with Buffalo 24-23. I think whoever has the ball last is going to win this game.
Yeah, what's the last time we seen this team? This was a playoff game, and Lamar got hurt, I believe, right?
No,
Lamar
I
got
don't.
hurt in
No,
this
no, no.
game.
They never played. They played one in Lamar's MVP
No,
year. They had the game where he played in Buffalo. Oh yeah, no, no.
that
There
was a
was a playoff
playoff
game where he
game.
threw a pick
That was a
six.
playoff game. Yep.
Yeah, he threw the
And he
pick
got hurt.
six.
And he
Yeah.
got hurt in that game. So this is a little rematch of that. Let's see if the Ravens remember a little bit of that. But like I said, high scoring affair, back and forth. I got Bills 35-30.
It's gonna be
Let's
close, one. We
yeah,
this is the best part of the show. We can speed through these next few
yeah,
scrub games.
let's rapid fire. I'm not even gonna go through the betting or the injuries. I'm just gonna go straight matchup and our picks, Max. Okay, so you ready?
Thanks. Fuck me and all that work I do. Thanks, man. No, go for it. I'm down.
All right, Chargers 1-2 traveling to the Houston Texans, who are winless with 2 losses and a tie, of course. I'm rolling with the Chargers, man. They have to bounce back. You lose this game, I don't trust you one bit. I think Brandon Staley should be fired. Honestly, if you go down in this game, it should be a fireable offense. That's how much they need this game. Justin Herbert fucked up ribs, of course. He's probably going to play him because it makes no sense. Why would you send him this week and play him last week? It makes no sense. Chargers 23-17 win this game.
I'm going with the Chargers again. If they lose this game, I'm out. I'm really out this time. I say it every week, but I'm out. Rashawn Slater won a big injury, tore his bicep. He's out the whole year. That's bad for a team that's already kind of thin with Corey Linsley out. JC Jackson's messed up. Joey Bosa. This is a top heavy team, and a lot of the top heavy guys are getting hurt. Chargers, you still have to win this game. It's the Texans. You can't. I think it's going to be close because they're the Chargers. They should blow this team out the fucking water.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope Brandon Staley loses that game.
You're such a hater, dog.
Cardinals 1-2 traveling to the Carolina Panthers, who are 1-2 also. Um, it's a battle of who do you trust in this game, Max. And I honestly trust the Panthers a little bit more. I don't think the Cardinals score at a high clip. Their defense is really turnover like centric. They have to get turnovers. That's really how they win their games. And they're good at doing it, don't get me wrong, but I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Matt Rule last week. He's been in every single game, really. The Panthers are not bad, dude. We're always talking about their young defense. I trust their defense. I think they're going to make some plays on Kyler Murray. They're fast, they're physical. That's the recipe to beat this little munchkin. You got to be fast and physical. You got to have some athletes on their team. And Carolina has them, dude. They have the recipe.
They definitely have the athletes. I'm going with Carolina too, 27-24. They'll make it close at the end. I don't think Arizona has enough firepower to keep up with them. And they're a mess on defense. I don't know this Arizona team. They're not going to fire Cliff, but I think it's going to get ugly this year.
Yeah. 26-17. I'm rolling with the Panthers as well. Green Bay Packers hosting the New England Patriots 1-2, coming off that loss, and the Packers coming off a win in Tampa Bay. I'm rolling with the Packers, dude. I'm sticking with my narrative. The Patriots suck. They beat the Steelers, who I think who are one of the worst teams in the league, flat out. I got Packers 27-13. They're better in every phase. The one thing that scares me is maybe their playmakers, with the Vikings game, a little bit of drops here and there, but I don't think so. Rodgers is gonna beat them, dude.
Mac Jones is out with a high ankle sprain for 4 to 6 weeks. Green Bay has no business losing this game. If they lose this game, it's kind of like, what the heck are you doing? Maybe Bill Belichick pulls some magic out of his ass one last time, but this should not happen. Packers 24-7. Green Bay, take care of business.
Take care of business, my guys. Week 4, we have a matchup with the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 0-3 winless. Of course, coming off the loss in Tennessee, the Denver Broncos coming off that fucking mediocre win against the
Ugly win.
49ers. Ugly win. They're 2-1 nonetheless. Look, the Raiders have to win this game. I
You
feel
know
like a
what, one?
broken
Show
record.
the spread for this one because I want to make a point. I know you said you
Okay.
weren't going to do it. Raiders are favored by 2.
I think it's gonna move,
I
but
believe it will move
to
too, but
open up.
just the
Yep.
fact that I just think Denver, I know they're 2-1. They haven't looked good against a very lax schedule. And I know Juan's a Raider fan. I know I'm his co-host. I know I'm supposed to be on his side. But look, I'm being honest here. The Raiders are 0-3, but they've had better games and better looking like halves of football than Denver. Denver's offense is awful. That's why I'm going with Juan's Raiders, because the Raiders need a win bad. 23-14. Raider up, everybody. One nation, Raider up.
It's
You
close
like that?
enough.
You like that,
Close
Raider
enough.
up?
I mean, you butchered the shit out of it, from coming from an Eagle fan, but I'll take
Raiders,
it.
let's ride. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Look, I don't trust Nate Hackett. I don't trust Russell Wilson. If I had to say a scenario, what I'm scared of for the Raiders in this game is them not being able to score on offense. And that's why I am still kind of scared, because I picked them 20-13. I don't think the Raiders are going to score a lot of points because the Broncos have a really, really good defense. But is this the game that Russell Wilson says, fuck you, Nate Hackett, fuck you to the offensive coordinator? I'm going to do my thing. Russ wants to cook, hashtag whatever. Let Russ cook is officially activated. And he does what he did in Seattle, where he just does what he wants to do. And it kind of works out sometimes. And knowing the Raiders' luck, he winds up fucking killing them. But Raiders, season on the line, you got to win this game. You're at home. If you want any chance to have playoff implications or bounce back, you have to win this game. Enough said, dude. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are they even going to play this game in Florida, Max? I don't know if you know
Yeah,
too much about your
they
weather right now.
evacuated due to a hurricane in the area, so this game might be moved from Tampa. We don't know. I think a lot of the Bucks players have evacuated. Weird situation. Uh, I really don't. I mean, how do you really compete? Like, they got Tampa's 2.5 underdogs, but if they don't play in Tampa and the game's moved and they don't even have a chance, maybe they do what they did that one year. They gave them who had the week one bye that one year because of the hurricane. Do you remember that?
The Saints? No, not the
It was the
Saints.
Dolphins and somebody, and
I
it
think
was just like the biggest fuck you to them ever.
yeah,
So maybe
yeah.
they do the bye, they reschedule the game for a later date. I don't know. It's a weird one. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, but I think that's just because, like, you showed the Bucks injuries. That's the number one thing. No weapons. Mike Evans is back. This Chiefs team should be 3-0. They've looked really good.
Yeah. Chiefs looked really good. I think some unfortunate things happened in that Colts game. Unsportsmanlike conduct for Chris Jones, their field goal kicker not being
Yeah,
able to kick field goals. Just missed opportunities, man. They're gonna be hungry. But if if the Bucks can do something on defense to bother Patrick Mahomes, I do think they have a close chance of just making it a hassle for them. That's why I got Chiefs close 26-24. But like you said, the injuries, it scares me. No wide receivers. Mike Evans is back, but how much does that really do?
shaky O
Um,
line.
yeah, shaky O line. You got to roll with the Chiefs here. Super Bowl rematch, though. So there's that. All right, Monday Night Football. All right, LA Rams 2-1 going to Santa Clara to face the 49ers, who are 1-2, coming off that loss against the Broncos. Betting info for this one: 49ers 2.5 point favorites. Money line for this one: 49ers 135. The LA Rams are plus 115. Over under is 42.5. Jordan Fuller questionable. Brian Allen questionable. Trent Williams, big injury, high ankle sprain. He's on IR. He's going to be out for a minute, at least about a month and a half. Eric Armstead, foot, questionable. And Aziz Shire,
Shire.
MCL, questionable.
Huge loss for the left tackle, but you don't want to get your left tackle, especially one as special as Trent Williams, hurt against the game with a pass rush like the Rams have. Jimmy G one, he's going to be Jimmy G. He joined the Dan Orlowski club where he ran out the back of the end zone. This is exactly why after 1 week against the Seahawks, everyone gets excited and shit, and it just returns to reality. He mustered up 10 points. He mustered up 10 points as the quarterback. There's open people. There was a deep ball to Deebo Samuel. He underthrew. That's a walk-in touchdown. You can't have that shit. That's I'm going with the Rams 23-20, and only because Kyle Shanahan scares me. He kind of has McVay's number, even though in the NFC Championship game, the biggest matchup they ever had, McVay got the better of him. Rams 23-20.
Yeah, and I'm rolling with the
Oh
Rams
wow,
too.
nice
Yeah,
score,
same
asshole.
score. Yeah, same score, 23-20. This one scares me though. This is a game that the Niners win.
They
I
like win
last
handedly too. They like fuck
yeah,
the Rams up
they
for some
they
reason.
whipped the shit out of McVay in the regular season. It's kind of like a Saints Bucks situation where they always beat Brady, but Brady got the best of them in the playoffs. Stafford, this is the X factor in this game. Is Stafford going to throw away this game early? Is he going to make mistakes? Is he going to get the crowd into it? Is he going to get the Niners into it? Coming off that loss, they want to win, dude. And the Niners are still really good. They have a lot of talent. They need to get back to the basics as far as just running the ball, Jimmy G being efficient. I'm going to cut him a little bit of slack just because I know he's bad and I know he's never going to be the quarterback and the whole ceiling thing we always talk about, Max. But the reality is that he did miss OTAs. He didn't even get the playbook. At one
He
point,
wrote
he
him
was gone.
goodbye. He
Yeah, he
was
was gone.
ghost.
He was gone. And, it just comes with reps. And when you're playing a team like the Broncos, who have an amazing defense, it's going to be hard. You're going to have miscues. And I do think that that will be somewhat of a difference on how they play. Now, would it be enough? I don't know. Because like you said, Trent Williams is out and all that. So I got to take the Rams, dude. Until the Niners show me otherwise, kind of got to go with them.
Yeah, and
Like
a
who's going to
very
cover? Like this is why they got Charvarius Ward. He's going to cover Cooper Cup.
mm,
So
I don't
big
know.
matchup to look at. They love Charvarius Ward.
They do,
They
but
love to play a man to
it's
man.
Cooper
They're going to
Cup,
learn
man.
quick. They're going to learn quick. They're going to learn quick, man. They're going to learn really quick
And
in
they have
that
a
game.
the Niners have a very untested couple of guards, and Aaron Banks and the guy I'm blanking on, but they're very young and unproven. I think they played like 12 snaps last year.
Yeah.
So you don't want to see those guys against Aaron Donald or Ashawn Robinson,
And
just guys who destroy people.
the guy that used to have success against him, I think he's gone. Daniel Brunskill.
Yeah,
He
Aaron
used to have
Donald
really
killer.
good games. Yeah, the Aaron Donald killer, as Joey likes to call him. But he's gone. I don't think he's on the team anymore. So we'll see how that goes.
If the Niners fall to 1-3, can you like put a pin in them?
No, because at the end of the day, they play in the NFC. So there's a lot of open
I think the Rams
spots.
have a very like good chance right now to kind of put them down a little bit, knock them down a
Yeah.
peg, and you should
Yeah.
definitely take it. Don't let these fuckers fester and get healthy because they're going to be a problem if they get to the playoffs, the Niners, and they're healthy.
Exactly. That's it. That's all our pick'ems. And you know what time it is now? It's our sole pick of the week. All right,
One's
for both of
0-3,
us.
baby.
Can I get a win? I'm rolling with the Detroit Lions, so that means I'm probably gonna be 0-4.
I got the
But
Green Bay Packers. One, I just didn't want to play a backup quarterback, so I'll take it. No problem. Let's go, Green Bay. Make Max look smart. I'm going 3-1. One's gonna go 0-4.
I hope not. Look, Detroit Lions have my back here,
Save your
okay?
soul. Save my soul.
Save my soul, my guy. Dan Campbell, I'm putting my faith in you, my brother. Other than that, let's go ahead and wrap up the show, man. If you guys are watching this show from this far, you might as well hit the like button, man. And if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do football content, basketball content, sometimes a little baseball, but basketball season coming up. So if you're a basketball fan, stay tuned, man. NBA season coming right around the corner. Of course, we are live every other Wednesday for the most part at 6 p.m. So make sure to catch those. We're always here Monday mornings as far as Sunday recap for you guys. And we always come out with MJC originals, man. We got one in the works that we want to do. Want to try to do some in-season MJC original videos, see how those work out for you guys. So stay tuned, all right? A lot of big things coming for the channel.
We're on
But
Instagram all the time. We're on Twitter.
Yep.
Hit us up.
Keep on supporting us, man. Keep on sharing our content, get it out there, share it to a friend, share it to an enemy, share it to a family member. I don't care who you share it to, dog. Just share that motherfucker. All right, we're grateful for it. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Max, any last words?
The enemy of your enemy is my friend. Share this shit. Shout out to everybody who's giving us feedback, who's liking, subscribing. You guys are awesome. We're very appreciative over here at the MJC studios.
Yes, sir. On that note, we are out. See you guys Monday morning. Peace.